Cut.
The Digital Filmmaking Program at the College of the North Atlantic is a 2-year, hands-on program where students learn the art of making films through making films. Located in Stephenville, Newfoundland And Labrador, an ideal location for film and video activity. With so many backdrops from oceans and beaches to mountains and cliffs, allowing you the freedom to be creative and to tell your stories. And right in your backyard is the Theatre Arts program at Memorial University's Grenfell campus, with aspiring actors as hungry as you are to gain experience.
Hello? Could you wait for me?
And now, a new articulation agreement allows graduates of the Digital Filmmaking Program the option to earn a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in the Technical Theatre Production Program within 2 years at Memorial University.
So, this is what the past looks like.
Oh, my friend, that is the future.
The Digital Filmmaking Program offers courses in directing, cinematography, grip and electrics, art direction, editing, compositing, color correction, production and post-production audio, live television, and webcasting, as well as a number of industry standard certifications, with a focus on training filmmakers and industry technicians to gain the skills and experience needed to work in the ever-growing film industry. Students of the Digital Filmmaking Program individually produce a number of short narrative films, music videos, and documentaries, as well as 2 group films during the intersession semesters.
Recitation project, Scene 1 Alpha, Take 6.
The intersession semester in the Digital Filmmaking Program is an exciting one, where both first and second year students work alongside their instructors and a director to produce and present a short film. They are involved in the entire process, from developing and writing the script to filming, editing, and premiering the film to a live audience at the end of the semester. The film industry has seen significant growth in Newfoundland and Labrador, with $50 million in production activity a year. More productions means a need for more crew. So if you're ready for an exciting, adventurous, and creative career, the Digital Filmmaking Program is just what you need.
Goes by the name Rooster. You seen him?
Cut. That was awesome, you guys. Back to 1. Sean, that was great. We're going to get you to do it again this time.
I'm Jane Ballett, I'm 19 years old, and I'm a second year in the Digital Filmmaking Program. My film is about dyslexia and struggling with a learning disability in your childhood.
Maggie, what did I say about throwing your things around?
Why do we have to move?
We've been through this. I need this job. No, we need this job. Besides, it won't be a bad idea to switch schools.
You don't understand what I'm going through. Things are not going to get better.
I'm sorry, but we have no choice. We're moving.
Settle down, settle down. We have a new student joining us today, Maggie March.
Hi.
Today we're going to be going over war and social change in Canada during the 20th century. Everyone good to move on?
Sorry, sir, but I need more time.
You'll just have to get them from someone else. Maggie March, it's lunchtime. Maggie, are you okay? Everything all right?
Hi Maggie, I'm Mr. Smith, school guidance counselor. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
I was talking to your mom. She said you had some problems in your old school.
Yeah, I'm not very good at spelling, and I got made fun of a lot.
What do you have there?
My sketchbook.
Can I see them?
I guess. I'm not very good.
Wow, these are wonderful. You must spend a lot of time practicing.
It's really all I got.
You find it easier to express yourself using pictures rather than words.
Yeah.
We're going to do some tests to see if we can help you out with your writing. Okay?
Turn to page 28 and we'll take turns reading today. Maggie, you're up. Maggie.
To understand an author's purpose and tone, first identify.
She can't even read.
All right. Thank you, Maggie. Lily, it's your turn.
You hear her in there? Yeah. First. Such an idiot. She's so dumb.
I got your results. You're dyslexic.
What does that mean?
It means your brain is wired differently. It struggles to understand letters and words.
Oh.
But now that we know what the problem is, we can help.
Hello, what's your name?
Georgia.
It's nice to meet you.
I loved your book,
Thank you.
but I couldn't read it myself.
That's okay. The most important thing is that you enjoy the book. What was your favorite part?
My favorite part is...
Hi, I'm Jane Ballett, and I'm the writer and director of this film, and I have dyslexia. I struggled a lot in school, as anyone with dyslexia or any learning disability did. But one of the worst things I remember from being in school is this one time it was a class, I had to copy notes off the board. And I could only write one letter at a time because I really struggle with copying words. And I couldn't even understand what I was writing, so it was of no benefit to me. I know that helps other people, but it didn't help me. And I was just so stressed out because everyone else was done and I wasn't. And I just couldn't keep up. And that was hard.
Well, when I went to school, I definitely had a learning disability, but I wasn't officially diagnosed with dyslexia. My teachers thought the best way for me to learn to read out loud would be to stand up in front of the class every day and read, even though I was struggling to read at the level of my peers. So one of the worst moments I can remember in school was standing up and trying to read like a paragraph. And then it was recess. I did a terrible job at it. And when I got out in the hall, everyone was there to make fun of me. Even to this day, I have really a lot of trouble reading in public. I can speak in public, but if you give me a piece of paper to recite, I will have difficulty with it. And I believe I was traumatized. But that was what they thought was best. And I did learn to read eventually from all that practice. It was just a difficult moment of my childhood. Being dyslexic to me is comparable to going to class and your teacher writing everything in a different language on the board. And everyone in that class can read that language but you, and you're expected to keep up somehow. It's really a difficult challenge, for sure, to say the least.
I was inspired to write this film because I wanted to show other people, and especially kids with learning disabilities, that they're not alone and there's nothing wrong with them. And other people have had these experiences too. And school is typically a hard place for anybody who is different, especially you have a learning disability, because it's not exactly built for that. And that's really what I wanted to showcase.
So people stopped using make and break engines. Originally, it wasn't make and break engines. Originally, there was what was known as jump spark engines. And they had a spark plug on them. So they ran perfect, but the problem was the spark plug was on the outside of the engine, so it always corroded and stopped working. So they came up with a make and break. And the make and break is named after the ignition system. It's basically, it makes a connection and then it breaks it really quickly with the spring, and you get a long, vibrant spark that ignites the gas. But after this, they came out with outboard engines, which they hang over the back of a boat, basically. But the problem with make and break engines is that they're inboard engines, so they're built into the center of the boat. And they're inefficient because of that. They take up room inside the boat that could be used for, say, lobster pots or nets or fishing gear, you know? So when that came along, they had these lighter, easier to manage outboards that they could mount on the back of the boat and have more room inside their boat at the same time and have more power to do the work in the first place. So I guess it was kind of a no-brainer to switch over from make and breaks to the more modern methods, but even so, it's a bit of a shame that they kind of fell through. So my name is Patrick Ballett. I'm from St. George's, Newfoundland, and I'm 18 years old. I spent a lot of time growing up in a resettled community on the Northern Peninsula called Canada Harbour. That's where my grandfather was from. And I spent a lot of my childhood hanging out with some of the older folks who used to fish their whole lives, pretty much. So most of my childhood has been filled with hearing their stories and stuff like that. And Canada Harbour has been a very, very influential place in my life. So I started collecting things probably due to probably two people. My grandmother, she collects a lot of stuff. She has tons of stuff and of every sort, and I grew up around that. So I guess that very much influenced what I do now, and Another one is my Uncle Jerry. My Uncle Jerry is a massive collector of everything from beer memorabilia to jukeboxes. He just has so much stuff, and I used to be babysat there, so I kind of I was always exposed to collecting and junking, as a lot of people call it, I guess. I think what mainly got me interested in make and break engines, and it's kind of a bit of a story. I remember one time I didn't know what a make and break engine was. It was actually in Canada Harbor up the coast. But I remember we used to do a lot of bottle digging because we used to collect a lot of antique bottles and old dumps and stuff. So when we used to do the bottle digging, one time we were up in the woods digging this old dump, me and my cousin, and we came across the base of a make and break engine. And I didn't know what it was, so neither did he. So we went and we dragged it down to some of the old timers, and they told us. And ever since then, I've kind of just I found they were interesting. I guess it's kind of it's interesting to see that something that was once the heart of the fishery is kind of falling apart and gone. So I like to try and preserve as much history as I can. That's kind of my way of doing it, I guess. I find my make and break engines basically everywhere. I found them in beaches. I found them in old stages, old barns. Sometimes I find them in the woods. Sometimes I find them where buildings have burned down in the past. I've probably had 25 of them over the years. I only have one in running condition that's in the boat back there, but I got enough parts to probably build 4 or 5. So the engine that's in the boat, I was gifted it a couple of years ago by one of my uncles who owned it in St. Albans, and it was seized solid, so I got it running. But along with that engine, I got 4 or 5 milk crates full of parts, and those parts have done me pretty well for a while. And I took quite a few of those to rebuild that engine. But over the years, in the same places that I found most of my other engines, I've also found piles of parts. A lot of old barns and such, just places that have been since abandoned and, forgotten. So that boat it's an 18.5 Newfoundland trap skiff. It was built in 2001 in Heart's Content by a fella named Frank Pierce. And I bought it probably about 3 or 4 years ago in Conception Bay. And when I got it, it was rotten, falling apart. There was no engine in it. All the planks needed to be replaced and such. And I had a lot of troubles with the trailer on the way home. I bought the boat and the trailer for $500, but ended up costing me another $1,200 just to get it home. I've paid for most of this boat with money from a lot of different places. So the boat and all the engine projects and everything are pretty much, I would say, 90% funded by me. Or funded by work that I've done. A lot of it came from doing odd jobs like mowing lawns, and a big portion of the money came from a lot of people around, like in my school here, know me as the gum dealer. So from grade 9 to about midway through grade 11, I bought and sold gum for more than I bought it for. And I probably made, I'd say, $500 in profit over the period of 3 years. So that funded quite a bit of my project. Actually, I think that mostly funded paying off my debt from getting the thing in the first place. But other ways, like just odd jobs. I sell a lot of engine parts. A lot of the make and break engine parts that I have, I sell them to a lot of people. I have ads on Newfoundland Classifieds and Facebook Classifieds, where people who need the parts, I guess, contact me and I send it to them. But so most of it's been funded by the hobby itself and other likewise hobbies, I suppose. So I got into Newfoundland history between my family's history and just growing up here in Newfoundland. It's hard not to focus on it, honestly, because I haven't had any experience other than Newfoundland, but my like my grandfather, Paul Ballot, was a fisherman when he was about my age, and he used to fish with the kind of engines that I now collect. So just hearing stories about all the things that he used to do when he was my age kind of brought my hobbies to life, I guess. That's why I'm interested in Newfoundland history, I guess. So my views on anything old is that we should preserve it as much as possible. I think that if we don't preserve history, we won't know anything about what happened in the past. It's a dying breed anyway. But if there isn't people to keep it, the older people who used to use these engines aren't getting any younger, so they're only going to be around for so long. And with them, the knowledge of these engines is going to die. So if more people don't get into them or keep saving them, then they'll all just become ballast like a lot of them already have, So in the future, I'd like to keep doing what I do with these engines and the boats and stuff like that. I've been doing it for so long now, I kind of feel like it's going to be the rest of my life doing it. I'm going to school in the fall or a couple weeks from now to do welding and metal fabrication in Port aux Basques at CNA. And after that, I'm planning on doing the machinist program in Placentia at CNA as well. And that's going to be my career as machinist. That's also influenced by these engines because the parts that I can't find, I'm going to make them. I wouldn't mind owning a machine shop eventually, and I would love to get more involved in boat building just because it's a bit of my passion. Like, just boat building and carpentry is something that I've kind of fallen in love with over this hobby as well.
Hello?
Jesus, Molly, pick up your phone for Christ's sake.
Sorry, Renee. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm going over to Jake's house.
Babe, I thought we had plans.
It's just dinner, Molly.
Okay. Be safe.
Hey, could you tell me where the history section is? Hello?
What do you want, man?
Could you tell me where the history section is?
Oh my god. Right over there, man.
Thanks. What do you want? Don't you know we're not together? Can't you get that in your damn head? Are you messing with me? Don't be dumb. Listen to me. If you don't ever try anything like that again. Are you trying to sabotage me?
So, how's things between you and Renee?
I don't know what I'm gonna do with him, Ingrid.
Talk to me.
I came home Monday night from my mom's house, and I saw him with someone.
Your mother. Molly, you can't just let these things happen.
I know, but it was probably my fault. You're home early.
Is that a problem? Were you expecting someone?
Can we please not argue? How's Jake?
Who? Oh, Jake is fine. Just got a new TV and he asked me to come check it out.
Okay. Is Lisa feeling any better?
I don't know. She's fine, I guess. Stop asking me so many questions. Get off my back.
Okay, Ray. Rough day, huh?
You got two eyes, Einstein, so what do you think?
You're a dumbass.
What did you say?
Nothing, Renee.
Don't test me, Molly.
I love you, Renee.
Whatever.
I wonder if you're like this with her.
What?
Don't play dumb. I know exactly what you've been doing.
Doing what? Spending time with my mom?
Do you really think of me as a dumbass?
Well, you're acting like one. And you're accusing me of things I didn't do.
Oh, Renee.
The piece I am making for digital animation is a 2D concept art of 5 bird-like characters. The characters I've designed for my portfolio are 5 bird characters from a medieval-like kingdom. One's a crow that's a mischievous archer who's trying to rebel against the kingdom. One is a goofy sidekick bat who's just trying to help. There's the princess, who is kind and helpful, but doesn't know exactly who she should help or who team she should be a part of. There's the king, who's the main villain, who's evil in every way and just wants pure power. And there's the main character who's a vulture, who's trying to figure out what side he should be on. I'm hoping to get a job in animation as a 2D artist for character design and concept art.
I did 3 pieces. The first piece was it's called a Fat Man Nuclear Bomb, and it's from the Fallout series. And my second piece is the Hylian Shield from Legend of Zelda. And my third piece is an axe that I designed, and it's loosely based off the God of War series. So what I did for the first model, the Fat Man Nuclear Bomb model, I made that in a program called Maya, and it's just basic shapes, and I didn't really bring it into ZBrush at all. For the second model, the Hylian Shield, I modeled it in Maya, and then I brought it into ZBrush and added a lot of details and dirt and stuff like that. And for the third model, the axe, I modeled it in Maya again, and I brought it to ZBrush, and I probably went a little overboard with the detail, but it looks pretty good, I think. And then I brought it into Substance Painter, and I made the textures in Substance Painter. And I did the same for the shield, actually, and the bomb.
My piece is a 2D animated puppet or cutout animation. So instead of it being hand-drawn frame by frame, I have little pieces of the character that I move around in order to create the piece. I came up with the cat first. The cat came first, and I was like, well, what can I do with this? Maybe she's a human that turns into a witch. And so I come up with that story. I really want to work for independent animation studios like Glitch or Jellybox or Spindle Horse, like all kinds of independent animation that is kind of making it creators' voices more heard and, representing some people that may not see representation in traditional media.
My piece is a 3 animation demo reel. Basically, a couple of pieces of animation that I had produced in Maya as a show of my skills that I have learned here. The first of which being a action shot where I took some martial arts footage and animated Leo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles acting out the similar movements. The second piece being a lip sync animation where, using some audio from Seth MacFarlane's TED, I animated 2 characters, this guy named Malcolm and this cat model named Mr. Buttons, having a short little conversation.
I look stupid.
No, you don't. You look dapper.
I don't. I look like Snuggles' accountant.
Come on, it's not that bad.
John, I look like something you give your kid when you tell him grandma died.
I've always had a passion for bringing characters to life, and this feels like the most expressive way to show it off.
My name is Gurjan Singh. I'm from India. I'm in digital filmmaking, 2nd year. I was the director in my film. I write the story, and I made the plan how to make the music video. In the beginning, I faced a lot of challenges because when I used to make the videos on phone, it was very easy. And while making videos on camera, it was quite different. And I faced a lot of challenge because I did not have much knowledge about the cameras. And it is easy now for me because I have all the knowledge about the camera, all the lights, everything given by my teachers.
You're not afraid of me, are you? No. You're going to die.
ਹੋ ਕਾਤੋਂ ਚੋਰੀ ਚੋਰੀ ਤੱਕਦੀ ਏ ਅੱਖ ਮਿੱਤਰਾਂ ਤੇ ਤੂੰ ਰੱਖਦੀ ਏ ਮਾਝੇ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਅਣਜਾਣ ਕੁੜੇ ਆਈ ਟਾਊਨ ਚ ਨਵੀਂ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਏ ਓ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਮੁਹੱਬਤ ਪੁੱਗਦੇ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਬੋਲੀ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਪਿਆਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਬੱਤੀ ਬਹੋਰ ਦੂਜੀ 12 ਦੀ ਕੀ ਸਿਫਤ ਕਰਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਯਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਭ ਅਸਲੇ ਉਸਲੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਨਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਓ ਇੱਕ ਬੱਤੀ ਬਹੋਰ ਦੂਜੀ 12 ਦੀ ਸਿਫਤ ਕਰਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਯਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਭ ਅਸਲੇ ਉਸਲੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਨਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ
ਗੋਲੀ ਮਾਰੋ ਤੇ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਗੋਲੀ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਨਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਖੜੇ
ਕਦੇ ਡੱਬ ਚੋਂ ਕੱਢਿਆ ਟੂਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਅੱਖ ਵਾਲੀ ਘੂਰ ਹੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਆ ਕਦੇ ਡੱਬ ਚੋਂ ਕੱਢਿਆ ਟੂਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਉਸ ਰੱਬ ਦੇ ਹੱਥੀਂ ਡੋਰ ਕੁੜੇ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਵਰੀ ਜਿੱਤਾਂ ਹਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਬੱਤੀ ਬਹੋਰ ਦੂਜੀ 12 ਦੀ ਕੀ ਸਿਫਤ ਕਰਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਯਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਭ ਅਸਲੇ ਉਸਲੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਨਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਓ ਇੱਕ ਬੱਤੀ ਬਹੋਰ ਦੂਜੀ 12 ਦੀ ਕੀ ਸਿਫਤ ਕਰਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਯਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਭ ਅਸਲੇ ਉਸਲੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਨਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਓ ਜਦ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਰੂਟ ਤੇ ਆਉਨੇ ਆ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਮੂਸੇ ਵਾਲਾ ਲਾਉਨੇ ਆ ਹੋ ਜਦ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਰੂਟ ਤੇ ਆਉਨੇ ਆ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਮੂਸੇ ਵਾਲਾ ਲਾਉਨੇ ਆ ਲਾਣੇਦਾਰ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਪੂਰੀ ਖੁੱਲ ਕੁੜੇ ਲੀੜੇ ਲੱਤੇ ਬ੍ਰਾਂਡਡ ਪਾਉਨੇ ਆ ਪੈਸੇ ਪੂਸੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਜੋੜੇ ਨਾ ਬਸ ਕੋਲ ਕਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਬੱਤੀ ਬਹੋਰ ਦੂਜੀ 12 ਦੀ ਕੀ ਸਿਫਤ ਕਰਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਯਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਭ ਅਸਲੇ ਉਸਲੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਨਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਓ ਇੱਕ ਬੱਤੀ ਬਹੋਰ ਦੂਜੀ 12 ਦੀ ਕੀ ਸਿਫਤ ਕਰਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਯਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਭ ਅਸਲੇ ਉਸਲੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਨਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੱਡੇ ਜਿਗਰੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਸੰਦ ਕੁੜੇ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆਨੰਦ ਕੁੜੇ ਹੋ ਵੱਡੇ ਜਿਗਰੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਸੰਦ ਕੁੜੇ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆਨੰਦ ਕੁੜੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉੱਡਦੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਲਾ ਲਾਂਗੇ ਬਸ ਖੜ ਜਾ ਤੂੰ ਦਿਨ ਚੰਦ ਕੁੜੇ ਉਹ ਨਸ਼ੇ ਪੱਤੇ ਤੋਂ ਲੱਖ ਦੂਰ ਕੁੜੇ ਬਸ ਤੋੜ ਵਜੇ ਹਥਿਆਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਬੱਤੀ ਬਹੋਰ ਦੂਜੀ 12 ਦੀ ਕੀ ਸਿਫਤ ਕਰਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਯਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਭ ਅਸਲੇ ਉਸਲੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਨਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਓ ਇੱਕ ਬੱਤੀ ਬਹੋਰ ਦੂਜੀ 12 ਦੀ ਕੀ ਸਿਫਤ ਕਰਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਯਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਭ ਅਸਲੇ ਉਸਲੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਨਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ
My name is Raghav Sharma, and my early life in India is that I'm from a middle class family where dreams are everything. Ambitions is all what you got. Most of the kids in India are from middle class families, so do I. In India, I just did my high school, and after high school, I applied for coming to Canada. In between, I had a lot of struggles and a lot of big passions, which was unable to fulfill, but it changed the road by time. After finishing my 12th grade, the challenges I faced was pretty awkward and difficult at both time, because I was confused between coming outside of India or staying inside, because I was a wrestler. And I did my wrestling from high school and got a couple of achievements because of what I got some good opportunities to be in government jobs like Navy and Air Force. But because of some financial issues, I can't fulfill those dreams in India which I have. So I chose to come Canada at that time. My wrestling journey, how it began. Actually, it was a pretty funny story. As I told before, I was in a gym and I was just working out. There was a gym instructor over there, and he just noticed me that 17, 16-year-old guy is picking 90 kgs on squats. And he just came up and said, like, do you have trained before? I said, no, I never trained before. I said, okay, fine. He said, do you want to compete? Do you want to do wrestling? You have any interest over there? But he said, okay, let's try. He took me it's a ring in India called Akhada, okay? They took me there and started teaching me, and I really interested. Well, I got really fascinated about it, and each day I keep doing it, and it was a happiness in my inside that I'm doing something, that I'm worth it, and I just got into it. That's all. Wrestling is a really tough sport.
you have to be strong mentally and physically. You need extreme strength. So while practicing, there was few sessions which was the most difficult for me, which was the early morning session. We started morning 4. You start with a 10 to 15 kilometers of running and workout and everything. In between, you have to manage your school, your tuition, and everything. That was the most difficult phase. At the time, I was hating my life that I have to go back home, do my studies, go to bed at 12, wake up at 4, no sleep. I got 2 options at the time for sure: either quit it or keep it. I kept it. That's all. Competitions, big list over there. In India, I did my under 17 athlete. I got a silver medal in that. I got under 19, and I played in Europe. I played in Thailand. I played in Mexico too, my competition. And in between, I had a local competition because that competition have a good cash money. So it helped me to buy my supplements. It supported my family a bit there. But my biggest achievement, which I count, was when I was in Europe and I played there and got a gold medal over there. When I was on the top of the stage and I was looking at everybody, I said, okay, I did it. That was the last competition I had, and that's the biggest achievement I had till now. As an international student to Canada, I was confused. I was confused what to do. Everything was going very well, but in a moment I understand that only your motivation and ambition is not only a thing which keeps you up in today's society. You need financially backed support. And I told you I'm from a middle class family where father earns and they earn to eat, that's it. They don't have too much saving, right? You can't depend on that. So I understood the fact. My father told me that you're doing very good, but you're already getting the age of 18, 19. You're gonna finish your high school soon, and you have to choose something career path, right? In India, if I'm there, if I wrestle, I need to be wrestled with at least 4 to 5 years under a senior, and then I got an offer from a good jobs, but that wasn't enough for me, I guess. And I don't want my father to keep feeding me till I'm 25 or 26, right? So here was the conclusion, come to Canada. I was good in studies at that time, had good scores in high school. Apply online, and I just promised myself I'm going to try only once. If it worked, it worked. It worked, got good scores, got accepted in college in Montreal. COVID was there, stayed in India for a few months actually. Still thinking, shall I go or should I not? Shall I go? But you know, everything is not in your hands. So I came to Canada, but I'm blessed I'm in Canada. I think here life is more exciting and I can learn more about stuff. Changing my location from Montreal to Newfoundland, which is Stephenville especially, was a career changing opportunity because when I came here, I applied online with the Western Health, and because of my past studies in India, they were the only health system in all over Canada accepted me and brought me here and offered me job in front for a whole year. And staying in Montreal, I was trying to learn French, but it takes time, right? If you're learning French since you're a kid, it's fine, but trying in a late age, your mind becomes more dumber, I guess. So it was tough for me, so I just traveled here. I got a good job, good money, and I want to leave the hub. I was tired of traveling, traffic, stress. So I said, okay, let's choose something, a small community, right? Let's try it. Came here, Stephenville, was a fine idea. I really appreciated it. Nice people, friendly, and everything went well from there. Till now. Working with Western Health and driving a cab. Of course, both subs are vice versa, right? One side you're helping somebody in a health sector, which is a really good opportunity. The other side you're driving drunk people from their clubs to their houses, right? But I say the mixture of both keeps me up because working in the health sector is really stressful sometimes. Seeing people dying or giving them shots while they're in agony, right? It's tough. And other place, there are jolly people going to a club, drunk, coming out, puking, dancing in your cab. That's a different story, right? So I say it's really going well, especially in this place, in small community, which I love. And I built a lot of connections because of my both career paths. And I will just say that it's good. You should only focus what you want, right? And always don't be in stress. So it's going really well. It's not like I can also train, and whenever I have my time while working, I always come to this area and I try to do my boxing and my wrestling skills. Yes, I do give some teaching lessons, which my coach give it to me. It's like an acknowledgement, I give it to them. I don't charge for it. When I have free time, I come by here, my friends, all my buddies, we come over here and play wrestling, we do boxing and Muay Thai. So with groundwork, you also should focus on your weight. So whenever I have time, with my groundwork, I try to do same hard work in my weight also, because it's a balance of cardio and lifting weights. So try to lift weight, try as much as you can, but be safe, because it can also be very injurious. And stay fit again. Thank you.
Andrew Walsh. I'm from Burjo, Newfoundland, and I am a second-year film student. My film is about a documentary crew coming into the craziest restaurant in all of Newfoundland to try and document what stuff is going on there to make it the craziest place. My film is heavily inspired on TV shows like The Office, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and Parks and Rec. I really love those types of TV shows, and I wanted to try to make something similar.
Oh, hello. Hi. Welcome. You're here already. My name is Henry. I spoke to you on the phone, and welcome. So you're a little something I've got to tell you. The crowd here, the employees of the restaurant, they don't know you're coming. So it might take them a little time to get used to you, but I'm sure they'll warm up to you pretty quick. Let me give you a little rundown on the business. So we have two main chefs here. We have Calvin and Johnny. Johnny's the newest, and they are basically cooking their little hearts out the whole time. And also we have at the front desk, we have Hannah and Lacey. And I mean, they're always so pleasant and are really willing to help our customers no matter what. I mean, the customer first is their motto. And then last but not least, we have our dishwasher and janitor, Ricky. And Ricky always comes into work with a positive attitude, big smile, and he gets along with everyone. I mean, he's almost our cheerleader, actually. And look at the time. They're going to be here soon. So, I mean, you better get out there and then start shooting. I mean, action, roll camera. So that guy sometimes gets on my nerves, you know? I don't take any nonsense. There's no nonsense in this establishment. We had nonsense once and the police were called and we ended up with a hefty fine. I don't want to do that again. That's not desirable. Is this my good side? Henry! Calvin! Henry! Calvin, what's going on?
What's this?
Oh, they're gonna do a little story here.
A story?
Yeah, they're
really.
They're gonna follow you around and shoot some footage and tell a little story. So, Calvin, you don't worry about it, Calvin. You just got to ignore them.
Yeah, name's Calvin Bright. I've been in kitchens my whole life, really. You know, I started cooking before I was 3. My nan used to tell us one story about finding me at the stove when I was 3 years old making porridge. She used to get mad because my porridge came out better than hers. But I've been getting a check and working in actual kitchens for about 34 years. I've worked all over this country. I've run small little spots, being part of a team of 100 plus cooks, doing 10,000 meals a day. I love this as a job. This is not just a job, this is my career. This is my life. This is my passion. I do everything perfectly. I do everything with extreme care. I care deeply about what I'm doing, and I make sure it's the best. Not like some of this crowd over here. They just don't care. Damn it, Johnny! Come over here. What the hell have you been doing? Come on, we gotta go talk. Now listen here, you old fossil. Look, I'm done with your shit today. This camera crew is only here for today. I want some to be able to see what I can really do. I might actually get a chance of getting out this dump now.
No worries. I'll look out for you. Absolutely.
All right, now come on, let's get back at it.
Well, how was I supposed to know? Putting apple juice in a deep fryer was going to catch on fire. Pfft. Imagine, people eats here. Not me.
Hello?
Ma'am,
Hey,
can I get a burger and fries, please?
we don't serve burgers.
But it's literally Benji's Burgers. It has burgers in the name.
I don't know what to tell you, Kai. We don't sell burgers, is in the slogan.
Benji's Burgers sells everything but burgers.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that you guys don't sell burgers, but you sell action figures here?
Yes.
Can I get one action figures and a side of fries, please?
You want sauce on that?
Yeah.
How would I describe working here? Like hell, but it smells worse and it's boring.
Hannah, someone puked in the ball pit. And Ricky's back there, he's just overrun with orders. We don't even have a ball pit. I wonder where she's going.
5,000! Jesus Christ, boys, you're just pounding the pooch again.
What?
What, you gonna get some work done or what?
Do you know who the I am?
I don't give a where you been.
I was in Newfoundland's hardest gang. There were 6 of us.
I don't care if you were in goddamn Timbuktu. It's my goddamn kitchen, my rules.
God damn it.
Listen to me, I'm the boss. I'm the boss. Ricky, stormtroopers, listen to me.
That's my boss. I'm so glad Calvin's there to keep me entertained. Or else I'll be working. I brought him a little gift, though.
Hey, you want some B-roll or?
Sure.
All right. It's gone. It's all gone. My knives. That's what they left me. What am I supposed to do with that? Those knives, they're not just tools. They're an extension of me. They're an extension of my hand. You know, you don't touch another guy's. You don't touch another guy's knives. This is the kind of stuff. You saw what I had to deal with earlier, the deep fryer. They had it filled up with apple juice. It's not a barbecue. We're not here to have fun and drinks. We're here to cook food. We're here to serve people. They're coming out with their hard-earned money. They want that night out. I just want to be able to give them something good to eat. And this is what I got to deal with. It's hard, boy.
You know, I've been to jail before too. I got 8 years one time for showing up on some broad's doorstep wearing nothing but a pizza box. I didn't know she didn't like sausage. But anyway, she had a real weird look on her face when I started murdering her entire family. Oh, fuck. How long have you been here, you son of a bitch?
So you're all done. I hope you got everything you needed. I'm really sorry nothing weird happened. Like, you know, you wanted something weird. It would have been more interesting. What? You saw the... Oh. Hello?
I wanted to do a piece of 2D animation largely based on figure drawing, gesture drawing, because I felt I wanted to get better at those skills. I felt that basketball was composed of the kinds of actions that would make me better at doing that kind of thing, that would test my skill in that area. My aim with the piece was to create strong, readable poses more than creating particularly smooth animation. So it's at a fairly low frame rate, but I tried to really get the gesture of the movement across. I entered the program with the primary focus just being learning some new skills and improving on things that I've wanted to get better at for a long time.
So for my piece, I've decided to use the time that I had to create the first environment in my game and 2 of the characters from my game. The environment that I'm using is the church setting from the first level of my game, and it's supposed to be an abandoned church that the characters are living in. And the characters that I'm using are Milquetoast, who is a homeless character who has undergone some horrifying genetic experiments, and Alice, who is an innocent child who has a giant eyeball as a head. I decided to go for a low poly aesthetic, something similar to Wind Waker or, the mid PS2 games, mostly because I've always been attached to that level of aesthetic, that level of simplicity, but also that level of expression and creativity. My plans after graduation are to create my own game. My hope is that when it's finished, I'll be releasing it on Steam, and it will hopefully take off.
My piece is a sculpt of a character of mine, a favorite character of mine, called Jeremiah Corey Brown. I wanted to turn this 2D art of Jeremiah into 3D sculpt because I really wanted to see what I can do with sculpting. My process was first to show my teachers the concept. They're very skeptical because he didn't really look like a character, so I had to tweak him. So I eventually came up with the idea that he could be a cocky lifeguard. So I drew him with lifeguard outfits and like a cocky smile, cocky pose, so that he looks like a personality, a character.
My name is Cameron Brake, and I am from Parsons Pond, Newfoundland, and I'm a second-year digital filmmaking student. My film was inspired mainly just by my experience moving away from home and coming here, and a lot of the experiences that I've heard stories from people in my family. And, you know, especially being from Newfoundland. And so, you know, I think the film kind of explores what home really means to someone and, you know, what it means moving on from that and accepting change.
Hi, I'm Cindy Ballett, and I'm from Port au Port, and I'm Jane Ballett's mom.
Hi, I'm Jane Ballett, and I was homeschooled, and now I'm in the digital filmmaking course.
When Jane was young, she of course started off with preschool, and then kindergarten, and then kindergarten onwards. In preschool, Jane was just like everyone else. She had a great time. We did notice that she had a little bit of struggle with finding her name. They would have all the names on a table, and you'd have to go in every morning, pick your name, put it on the board. And Jane would basically just pick a name with a J and put it on the board. And it wasn't a big deal, right? So she went on to kindergarten, and that's when we start knowing something was different. She was struggling with some things with just like holding on to scissors correctly, this type of thing. And we had her assessed then, and they, with a speech pathologist, and everything came back good. So we continued on with school. Jane liked school, but she was struggling with reading and writing. And up until grade 2, there was no diagnosis. And in grade 2, we had a teacher that was really supportive and pushed for her to get a diagnosis. So she was assessed by the school, and then we found out she had learning disability.
When school started being more about academics rather than having fun, I really struggled, and it was really hard, especially for my mental health, because everyone else is just picking up on everything super fast, and I'm just there like, what's happening? I feel like I blocked out a lot of the memories of when things started getting harder in school. I don't remember a lot about school, except for when I was really young and when I just was about to leave school. But my last year of school was just really, really difficult on my mental health. And I asked my mom about homeschooling because I've seen it on YouTube, right? And it just seemed so much better. And I didn't have a lot of friends in my last couple of years of school either, because, people were starting to become teenagers and be more about the cliques and, being popular and such. So it was pretty difficult.
I never really considered homeschooling my child. I thought she would go to, public school like everyone else. And until we ran into this learning disability where she was really struggling. And even with, like, the school was really great providing supports, but Jane really needed one-on-one learning orally, like different than everyone else. And there's no way the public school can have one instructor for every student. So we were taking care of that in the evenings. And it was Jane that came to us and said, why can't I stay at home to go to school? So that was her idea. And she probably came to us with that idea maybe a full year before we decided to do homeschooling.
So I remember when I first found out that my parents decided I was going to be homeschooled, I was so excited. Like, I just wanted to tell everybody. I was bragging about it. I was telling all my classmates that I wasn't going to be back next year. I was going to be homeschooled, and I wouldn't have to ever come back to this public school. And I was so happy. And everyone was like, what are you talking about? Because we live in a small town. That's not a common thing people do. And most people don't really understand even what homeschool is. So people were really confused about it, but I was super happy about it.
My main goal was to make sure that Jane had self-confidence and believed in herself. We felt like the further she went in school and the older she got, the more she realized that she was different and that she wasn't meeting the same goals as everyone else. And I did not want her to lose her self-confidence. Like, I knew Jane was brilliant. She's very smart. She's creative. She's artistic. And I didn't want any of that to be taken away from her from struggling in school. And at this point, in grade 7, you're getting to the point where the other students are really noticing the difference. And there wasn't a lot of bullying, but I believe it would have been happening pretty soon. So I there were several reasons, but it was mainly to keep her, self-confident and willing to try anything and not have any barriers to her education.
So when I first started being homeschooled, things kind of continued on the way they were. I kept my same friend group I had in school because I kept attending the acting class they all attended. So that was pretty usual. But then halfway through my first year, COVID happened. So everyone was isolated at home. There was no way to socialize for anybody. So that wasn't really homeschool's fault. But my mom seen like how isolated I was, and she wanted to help me make new friends and be able to socialize even during that difficult time. So she got me joined up in some homeschool Zoom calls so I could talk to other people, play games with them, and just like, relate to other people who were being schooled the same way as me. But shortly after that, we also found out about this acting musical theater group called Nomads in the larger town near ours. And I joined up in that. I joined up in my first real musical, which was Shrek. And I just went on and continued attending there right up until I went to college. And it was great. I made a lot of friends. I was in a lot of musicals. I got a lot of experience that really made me interested in film.
Having your child stay connected with their peers could be a drawback, like finding that social connection. Like, we were lucky we found something Jane enjoyed to get her involved with. Like, Jane wasn't really into a lot of sports, and that is mostly the social outlet you'll find in the evenings. We were very lucky to have the performing arts group in our town. Like, that was a very great thing to find and have her be part of. So that was one of the major concerns, like that people may have with homeschooling. Also to make sure that they're being on the same level as their peers, that they're learning the same amount of information and what they're going to need. By following the provincial curriculum, I felt that that was the safest way to go, because she was doing the same work as what they do in school. It was through home. The biggest benefit was for her to get one-on-one learning, like where she would learn and be able to ask questions, and it was just me and her, or her and her dad. And that was the way Jane learned best for the first few years of homeschooling. Once we got to grade 11 or 12, I'm sure Jane probably could have transitioned back into high school. But at that point, we were in the middle of COVID. Most people were home anyway. School was kind of, they were in for so many months. And again, we just said, we're just going to keep going with this, right? But another benefit was, like, after you do the curriculum that you're required to do, there's nothing stopping you from adding what you need or what you think your child needs to what you do every day. So we incorporated a lot of different things into homeschooling. We did a lot of things with our Mi'kmaq culture. We would go to drumming groups and different events in the community. And Jane became very involved in this. And she's a big part of the Mi'kmaq community. She learned to, she's a jingle dancer, and we attended powwows and ceremonies. And that was a big part of her life. And it was something she did before homeschool, but something we actually had more time to do because she was being homeschooled.
Well, my biggest highlight of being homeschooled is probably being able to spend more time with my pets, right? I'm a huge animal person, especially cats. I love cats, and I have 2 cats, and I just got to spend so much more time with them. And it was so nice before, going away to college and such. And I love my cats, and that was definitely the biggest highlight of homeschooling for me.
If someone's considering homeschooling their child, the first person they should talk to is their child, and make sure it's for them. Like, I would never have done this if Jane didn't want to do this. I think that's the most important person in this decision. I know a child can't decide fully on their own, but it is their future and their experience as a young person with homeschooling or going to public school. And so I think they should be part of that decision. I think it should also be agreed, both parents, myself and my husband, both agreed to homeschool. It was a joint decision, and I think that's the only way that would work. I would encourage anyone thinking about homeschooling to think about why you want to do it. Talk to the school, talk to the homeschool coordinator, join groups of homeschoolers. There's a Facebook group of homeschoolers in Newfoundland. I joined that group, and there was a lot of people that I talked to, and I did get a lot of information that was useful. And from there, you make your decision. Like, it's not for everyone, but I do think it benefits some students. There's so many different reasons why people homeschool, and there's benefits, and then you got to take in considerations the challenges as well. But basically, yeah, get all the information you can to make an informed decision and make sure that you, your child, and your family are going to be able to support that decision.
I would say if you want to be homeschooled, you should give it a shot. You should try it out. You don't have to stay being homeschooled. You can always go back, right? And especially in Newfoundland, homeschool is like very connected to the school still. You're still registered there. You can still participate in after school activities and even some in-school classes if you wanted to. So try it out. Even maybe like half the classes homeschool, half the classes at school. If you think that would be beneficial for you, you should do it 100%.
The piece I created, why I chose this piece is basically because it has a mixture of organic and hard surface stuff. For me, the main aim was to make it more realistic. My plans for post-graduation is I am going to try for some gaming studios, as before I have worked in VFX industry already. So I'm trying to tap in gaming industry again so that I can have experience of both. And if that doesn't work out, then VFX industry is always there.
I was inspired mostly from different shows like Walk Food. That was a childhood show of mine that I really enjoyed. I loved the characters. The environment itself for the shot that I made was also heavily inspired by Land of the Lustrous. I absolutely love the landscaping and the environment work.
This has been another tough day. Try to get some sleep. Things will look better in the morning.
And especially I love the atmospheric shots. But on top of that, I just really enjoyed looking at 2D animation.
My project is a 3D model of a M4 Sherman from World War II. The technique that I used to create the model is polymodeling. Polymodeling is taking a primitive shape and manipulating it and stretching it out and combining onto it to eventually create the shape and model that you want. To texture the model, I used real-time PBR in Substance Painter. After I was done texturing, I brought it into Maya, created a turntable, and that is what you're seeing on screen right now.
I have two pieces that I'm creating for my final project. The first one is from Arcane, Riot game, which is Vi, and the second one is from Marvel Rival, which is Venom. The character Vi has complex clothing and also have some intricate hairstyle. And I feel like if I am able to do this character at the end of the day, I'm going to learn something. I was thinking to create like a creature for my second piece, and I kind of found that, okay, I can create Venom because he has human feature and he also has a monster or animal. The most important thing is to continue to improve and refine my work. So I do plan to, like, if I get hired or not get hired, I still want to create more characters and explore the industry and see how things works.
Watch this. Can't see nothing.
What do you want to do with them, boss?
Watch your master at work, Larry. What a stunad,
Yeah, boss, what is stunad? Can I try?
That's the spirit, Larry.
All right, let's go. You got no idea what's going on, huh, boss? Pretty good.
Not bad, not bad. But you got a long way to go before you're scaring like me.
Yeah, you're right. Did you see the look on his face when I shook the garbage can?
No, I was busy grabbing his ankle, taking years off his life, but I'm sure your little poltergeist trick was cute.
You know, Terry, I am absolutely sick and tired of you treating me like I'm a fresh out of the grave nobody. You want to see a big scare? I'm going to give you a big scare. Oh, shit.
Nice going, Bird Brain. You killed him.
Bird brain? Bird brain doesn't even work. We don't even have brains. And also, it was you he tripped over. I never even got
You
to
pushed
finish.
me down. How was that
I never
my
even got
fault?
to finish my prank. You cut him off. Like, what do you want me to do? At least I didn't get murdered by my wife.
Hey, Stunad, you do this one.
Do I need the hat and the accent?
Yes, of course you need the hat and the accent.
Of course you need the hat and the accent. What he said.
Hey!
My name is Mesoma Stephenville Newfoundland. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a final year student in the Digital Filmmaking Program. I was the director of this project, and I chose a music video because music video has always been my favorite part of filmmaking. And right from when I was a child, I've always wanted to be one of the greatest music video directors in the world. And I think I'm getting to that point where I'll eventually have to actualize my dream. I've always loved creative tasks. I've always loved creative challenges. And that was why I ventured into this program. It's something I live for. And I believe that my dreams are eventually going to, come to life. First of all, when an artist brings a song to me, I tend to listen to the song multiple times. I also tend to understand the lyrics. That way, whatever visual I have in my head could align with whatever message the artist is trying to pass across. And as well, I do my research. I look at other top directors to understand their craft and imbibe it in mine. Yeah, that's how I get my inspiration.
I let you know, तेरी सौ मैं किन्ना तेनू करदा let you know, तेरी सौ तेरे ते किन्ना मरदा let you know, तेरी सौ सारा जग हामी भरदा let you know, तेरी सौ मैं किन्ना तेनू करदा जद देखिया मैं तेनू देखदा ही बिलो रह गया काम कर छड्ड दस केड़े कमी पै गया तेरा प्योर दा दुपट्टा मेरी लोई नाल खह गया एवरेस्ट जिहा जट तेरी तकनी ना टह गया I let you know, तेरी सौ मेरी पेश कोई ना जांदी let you know, ਤੇਰੀ ਸੌਂ ਯਾਦ ਮੁੜ ਮੁੜ ਤੇਰੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਲੈ ਯੂ ਨੋ ਤੇਰੀ ਸੌਂ ਅੱਖੀ ਨੀਂਦਰ ਨਾ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਲੈ ਯੂ ਨੋ ਤੇਰੀ ਸੌਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਪਾਉਂਦੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਫਿੱਕੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਪਿੰਡ ਦੀਆਂ ਹੀਰਾਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਹੁੰ ਮੈਂ ਲਵਾ ਦੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਹਿੱਸੇ ਦੀ ਜਗੀਰਾਂ ਸੋਣਾ ਲਵ ਮੀ ਲਾਈਕ ਯੂ ਡੂ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੁਣਦਾ ਫਕੀਰਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦੀਆਂ ਜਮਾ ਹਾਲੀਵੁੱਡ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਕੀਰਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਆਵਾਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਜਾਵਾਂ ਰਹਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਦਰ ਮੂਰੇ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਬੜੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਥਾਵਾਂ ਸੁਣਨੀਆਂ ਐ ਪਾਵਾਂ ਰੁਕੀਆਂ ਹਵਾਵਾਂ ਵਿਸ਼ੇ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਬਥੇਰੇ ਪਰ ਤੇਰੇ ਤੇ ਹੀ ਗਾਵਾਂ I let you know ਤੇਰੀ ਸੌਂ ਚੁੱਲਾ ਚੌਂਕਾ ਚੜਾ ਦੂੰ ਲੈ you know ਤੇਰੀ ਸੌਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਪਕਾ ਦੂੰ ਲੈ you know ਤੇਰੀ ਸੌਂ ਲੈਂਬਰਗਿਨੀ ਦਵਾ ਦੂੰ ਲੈ you know ਤੇਰੀ ਸੌਂ ਮੈਕਸੀਕੋ ਸੈਰ ਕਰਾ ਦੂੰ ਜੀਣੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਵਾਨੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਬੁਢਾਪਾ ਲਹਿੰਗਾ ਲਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਸਵਾ ਦੂੰ ਬਸ ਦੇ ਜਾਈ ਨਾ ਪਹਰੌਲੇ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਦੇਖੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਾਂਭ ਲੈਣੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਮੰਮੀ ਕਹਿਣਗੇ ਜਵਾਕ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣਗੇ ਪਾਪਾ
Tell us the whole story.
Yeah! Was a long time ago now. Oh, perhaps 40 years ago, I suppose.
Tracy! Tracy! Tracy!
I only have one man when I come here. He's the best.
Now tell me, who's been making that moonshine? It's the same people. What makes the sunshine?
Legacy? My chairman got no interest in them, you know. And when I'm gone, so is my music.
Everyone could die. Why do we have to keep this from everyone? If we told them what was going on, then they could prepare for the worst. Rogers!
The footage you're seeing now speaks for itself. No words of mine can describe the horror that happened today, this 11th of September 2001.
And we continue to live out our lives as dreamers, because for us, the impossible is possible.
So open up, St. Peter, and let us in.
Promise I'll take better care of the rest.
Wild bear? Vicky, you know damn well what I saw, wasn't it?
You already knew what it was.
You need to think long and hard about the downside of not cooperating.
How many of your people are left? You don't know?
Captain's been shot! Make for land! There has been a murder!
Who bit the biscuit?
We're here at the scene of another gruesome murder. There are no details have been released yet, but the Western Regional RCMP Major Crimes Investigation Unit is on the scene.
No reports yet. The investigation is ongoing. This is Dull Bradford for CNA News. Back to you, Debbie.
Chief!
Mr. Mayor.
I'm not happy right now, Chief. Do you know why I'm not happy?
I think I...
No, you don't. I just got pulled out of a poker game. I don't like being pulled out of a poker game. And for another body, no less. Do we even know how many bodies we're dealing with now?
Yes, sir.
No, I
understand.
don't think you do understand. We're 6 weeks away from the friendly invasion launch. And I'm not even worried about that. That friendly invasion is about launching my re-election campaign. Do you like being chief? Because if I don't get re-elected, you're not going to be the chief anymore. And you're not going to get all those resources you've been asking me for. So we got to get this thing solved. Get on it. Get it figured out.
Yes, sir. Ms. Perrier,
Hey, James.
how many times have I asked you not to interfere with ongoing investigations?
At least once? Oh, come on, James. Let's be reasonable here. We both want the same thing. We both want to solve this. We can compare notes. Have you at least considered the Weber?
The Weber is a fairy tale. Stop asking about that.
Come on, give me something, anything.
If you enter a crime scene talking about fairy tales again, a charge of public mischief is what I'll give you. Go home, Elizabeth.
Extra! Read all about it. Ranger Rock saves Newfoundland from the Great Iceberg.
Meet Ranger Rock, a friend from the north.
Ranger Rock saves passengers from the Newfoundland bullet.
He's stronger, faster, durable.
Ranger Rock stops the bomb in Stephenville.
The perfect soldier, with the perfect vantage point.
Ranger Rock retires.
Keeping us safe from the fascists.
How you getting on?
Well, what do you want?
I can't just drop in on an old friend.
When was the last time you just dropped in on this old friend, huh?
Well, you got me there. The murders.
What about them?
I think Ranger Rock could really make a difference.
Long gone, James.
Look, I've got 2 stomach ulcers now and not one credible suspect.
You know my answer.
Yeah. I wish I didn't. If you ever change your mind.
I know where to find you.
Again, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the recent murders within the town of Stephenville. Oliver's here to give us his opinion. Oliver, you're on the air.
Right on, Baz. I mean, it's crazy. When we were youngsters, there was nothing like that. We had Ranger Rock.
He'd believe me.
Get the job done, myself.
There's someone I haven't thought of for a while. I used to send him letters when I was a kid. Jeez, I remember I used to have a pair of pajamas with his face.
Yeah, sure. I had the lunchbox. You know, I used to read all these comics. That line up outside the shop for a new issue. That was longer than the one in the Derby on a Friday night.
Excuse me, are you Ranger Rock?
Not anymore.
Oh, well, my name is Elizabeth. I was hoping that I could chat with you for a few
What do
minutes.
you want?
Well, I'm sure that you've heard about the murders.
Listen, kid, you're barking up the wrong tree. I can't help you.
Don't you think that you should at least hear me out before you dismiss me?
I think the authorities have this taken care of already.
I know who the killer is, okay? The Weber.
The what?
The Weber. You know, the fish man that lurks in the shadows of Stephenville. Shouldn't the hero know the monsters of his own town?
First off, I'm no hero.
Well, you used to be.
Yeah, well, that was then, and this is now. Thankfully, I don't have to do that stuff anymore. So you need to stop chasing your fairy tales all over the town and maybe get the hell out of here.
He is not a fairy tale. I have proof.
You know, I can see you're very passionate, but I can't help you.
He killed my father! I saw the Weber kill my father! He strangled him slowly. He watched the life drain out of his eyes, and well, I didn't do anything. I just stood there and I didn't.
Listen, I'll take a look.
Thank you. Ranger Rock, thank you.
You know, I haven't gone by that name in a long time. Call me Arthur.
So?
Oh. You said it was the Weber?
The Weber? You mean to say that I've got a fish man running around town? I don't know about this, Arthur. Seems a little far-fetched.
Yeah, I figured I'd show it to you anyway.
Do you believe her?
I believe she believes her.
Well, I don't think anything will come of it. I'm glad to see you taking an interest. It's good to see a little flame in your face again, even if it is only a flanker.
I guess.
We got bodies, mid-30s, 10-7 on the corner of Connecticut and Carolina.
It's still fresh. Whoever did this can't be far. I need people searching Utah and Dakota Drive. Task police dog services. Suspect at large. Damn it, I just missed him. Well, I'm not ready to jump on the Weber train just yet, but for you, I'll leave it as a possibility. This is just like old times, you know? If only...
Don't you say it.
I don't mean to be insensitive, Arthur. But how many years has he been gone now? You can't shut yourself off because of what happened. Do you really think this is what he would want?
We don't know what he would want, huh?
Arthur, I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything by it.
This was a mistake.
Don't be like that. Come on! Arthur! Who's there? You... How?
So, what did you find?
Listen, kid, I think we might have to give up.
What?
Yeah. Turns out we're uncovering some things here and it's getting a bit serious.
You can't seriously expect me to just drop this.
You're in way over your head. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into.
I thought that you were supposed to be a hero, okay? I guess I'll just have to do it all by myself.
Keep your hands to yourself, Frank.
What were they doing here anyway?
I don't know, and I don't want to stick around to find out.
You think this is where they made Arthur?
Let's be serious, Frank. We don't know what kind of state the Americans left this place in. For all we know, that could be rigged to explode.
Relax, James. It's fine.
Frank! 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 Give me Ranger Rock. We need Ranger Rock now. Arthur! 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 He's in there! We need to get him out! Fast!
I don't believe it. It's Ranger Rock. He's back.
It'll make no difference. It'll be just you and me soon enough.
Get off of me, you freak!
You certainly don't have the fighting spirit your father did.
Don't talk about my father!
Oh, what are you gonna do about it?
Let her go!
Well, look who finally decided to show up. Arthur!
Frank! Frank!
Then you left to rot in that lab. You so-called hero?
I'm sorry, Frank.
You're sorry? Sorry doesn't work anymore! You left me!
I thought you were dead!
Yes, that would have worked out perfectly. Especially for poor James. I could have waited an eternity for that. It's not your fault. You did what you had to do.
I know. Is it supposed to feel like this?
Like what?
Empty.
What did you expect anyway?
I guess I just thought that after all of this I could move on.
You'll move on. In fact, your next mission in life is to move on. You know, if you want my advice, you just gotta keep moving on. So one thing I do know is if you sit around and don't do anything about it, nothing changes. You gotta pick yourself up. You gotta dust yourself off, and you gotta find that same fire that you had when you found me. Same fire you had right after you lost your father.
So don't just slip by. These days they will come and how you build us good life. One step, two steps, three, and it's over. 5 into 6 again. 7 steps, 8 steps, 9, and I'm older. Trying to figure out where I fit in. So hold yourself tight. So hold yourself tight. Everything will work out fine. So hold yourself tight. So hold yourself tight. Everything will work out fine. So hold yourself tight. One step, 2 steps, 3, and it's over. 5 into 6 again. 7 steps, 8 steps, 9, and I'm older. Trying to figure out where I fit in.
I put my heart and soul into everything I created, and I never stopped thinking about what I could tell next.
This is 12C, take 1.
I have a vested interest in your project, yes. I'm Matty Mitchell's great-grandson. He was a folk hero and family legend many years before anyone ever heard of him. Within his immediate family, his descendants, we knew who he was. And a lot of other people did too. But now, much to my pleasure, Matty's stories are coming out.
This desire to create is something we can't explain, but something we know is embedded into our souls. We always attempt to create some sort of emotion within all of you.
Every intercession film needs to have a pool sequence, because I like to swim.
Action.
We are on the Matty Mitchell Trail.
It's a wrap on Mike. And it's a wrap on Arthur. Wicked, guys.
It's a wrap on Intercession Movie 2024.
Wrap on the 2023 intercession
All right, now it's a wrap.
That's a wrap on Principal Photography.
And we continue to live out our lives as dreamers, because for us, the impossible is possible.